So I ended up meeting someone who introduced me to Ibogaine, my wife, and this psychedelic I had never heard of. I was completely sober from all drugs and alcohol. I was opposed to psychedelics. That's how confused I was. But she told me how this plant medicine, Ibogaine, had helped her overcome an opioid dependence that resulted from a prescription medication for root canal. And it made the pain go away, but it made her feel normal, she said. And so she never wanted to stop taking it. And this is a very common experience for people that suffer intergenerationally. And then they have this pain, physical pain, and they get a pain medication. Now all of a sudden they're like, I feel great now. I don't ever want to stop that. Well, that happened to her, and she went to many different conventional drug and alcohol rehabilitation centers to get off it. But she'd get out, she'd do what they said, get out, and eventually want to feel normal in that maladaptive way with taking one of those substances. And so she was told to go to Mexico to try Ibogaine, and she went, and it worked. Not only did it help her overcome the opioid dependence, but actually more importantly, it helped her see that her existence had purpose, that her grandmother had been liberated from a concentration camp called Auschwitz, and, when she was a young woman, and that my wife felt like she was her ancestors' wildest dreams. And I heard this and I was like, this person, I'm, so grateful that we've met again in this life. We feel this deep, meaningful connection, like we have known each other and we are like family, but closer. And I had just met her and I heard this, and then I heard this story over and over. We fell in love. We got married. We had children. I saw her getting an MBA. She had a company. I was gainfully employed because I was free from drugs and alcohol dependence, and I was very studious. But people would write to her and say, "Where can I go? Is there a place that I could go where I could have the experience you had?" She would say, "No, there's no place I'd recommend." And I would just sit quietly and think I was busy, right? I was distracted. That was the best the world could do. And then years and years and years go by, and one day I had the thought, I wonder if I can build the place my wife should have gone. What would it need to be? Literally, I've been trained as a professional management consultant in every framework of value, creation, extraction, strategy, all these theories, but no one ever taught me the one that we use at Beond, which is it good enough for the love of your life?